Uh-huh.
It's ready to go live. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Today's Picklebilly, I call it a Pickleball podcast, but it's not really a podcast because it's on video. So I guess it's called a vlog. And we were just talking about how, I know it's like when I prepare for these, like in the morning, I wake up, I'm in my pajamas, like, oh, okay, now I've got to go, get my hair done. Well, I mean, as much as it's done, but anyway.
The important part is that you got the visor on, so.
Always got the visor. Hey, so before we get started, I just want to ask you, who is this bad boy?
That's just me when I first got back to San Luis, starting to teach, and I used to have a sidekick out there for a good four years.
Yeah.
She do all my lessons with me. Sweetest golden retriever ever. So that's Izzy, and yeah, she was my better half out there, to be honest. I was thinking at first people were coming to take lessons just to see the dog, but I guess I'm all right at what I do as well. So.
Well, yeah. So we were chatting a little bit before we started, and I think that your whole story is really interesting, and it's different than what I have who I've interviewed previously. So I've had people who were older who have been around the pickleball world forever. I've interviewed a lot of pros, and of course they're in the pro circuit. And then I came across you, and you have a really strong background in tennis and currently are transitioning to pickleball. So I wanted to hear about, first of all, your tennis background and those accomplishments, and then your perspective about transitioning, why you want to transition, what you like about pickleball. Because I had one of our top players in the area said, oh, Julian Arnold, that's the guy. He's the best player in our area. It's like, oh. So anyway, so let's start with your background and UCLA.
Yeah, that's where it all ended, but there was a long road to get there.
Yeah.
I started playing tennis just around the age of 7, maybe just a little bit before, but really, really taking it serious at about the age of 7. I was fortunate enough to have a legendary coach in the area, Hugh Bream, see me play and offer to help me improve. So I started out at Avila for a number of years, taking lessons with Hugh and hitting with other older high school players. Avila used to have, and I think even now it's starting to get their junior program going again, but used to have a very, very strong junior program back when I was 9, 10, 11. And then eventually moved away from Avila, stayed with Hugh, started working out at Cal Poly and training there. And, the whole time doing the whole Southern California junior tennis circuit. So I was able to achieve a high ranking in all the different age divisions. So it goes 10 and under, 10 and under, 12 and under, 14 and under, and so on until you get to 18 and under. So I was able to achieve the ranking of top 5 in all of those divisions in the Southern Cal section. Number 1 in the 10s and 12s, and then a little bit lower in the higher divisions, 3, and then top 5 in the last 2. But
now, before we go on, it just strikes me as a 7-year-old starting to train diligently. And what do you recall from that time frame? Did you just love it so much that you just?
Yeah. So just in general, as a kid, I did pretty much any sport I could get out there and play. So until about 3rd grade, I was doing everything. Then tennis was becoming more and more of a passion in my life, and it was just hard to fit the other sports in. I have a vivid memory of playing baseball, and I missed I had to miss practice, one of the practices before the game because of tennis. And in that practice, we learned how to throw pitches. And then so in the game, I didn't get the pitch, and I was really disappointed because that's one of the best parts of baseball. It's like I want to play.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, to hell with this. I'd rather go play tennis and hit the ball every time.
Yeah.
So I really gravitated towards that whole one-on-one competition. I've always been very good at most sports that I pick up. And so I feel like I kind of gravitated towards just it all being on me rather than relying on other kids who maybe, their goals for the sport weren't as competitive as mine. I really loved winning and obviously having fun doing it. But, as a young kid, I really enjoyed the competitive side. So,
do you feel like you have an inner drive, like a strong inner drive to, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to win, I'm going to do what it takes to get there? Like, are you, like, intrinsically motivated?
I think as a kid, absolutely, especially when it came to sports. But now as an adult, I find it a little bit more difficult to take that extra step, to put that extra work in. Just maybe it's also part of the fact that I'm working as well as trying to play. So, for instance, for me to play tennis at the level that I really would like to, if I was going to play competitively, it's almost a full-time job. You're working on your cardio, you're working on getting into the gym a couple times a week, and then of course playing hours of tennis each day. And not only playing hours of tennis, but trying to find a high competitive level that you can compete against, right? It's not like you can just go out there and hit the ball with anyone. So now all of a sudden it's harder to find those hits, and it's a little bit more of a chore. And I mean, the reward is great if you can get there, but not many people can make money in tennis. At this point in my life, pickleball just seems a lot more manageable. I can continue to get better at the sport. I can work on my fitness a little bit if maybe that's an issue when it comes to the singles play. We're going to find out here in a couple of weeks. And I can continue to teach on the side. So it's kind of a win-win. But I mean, like I said, I've always been really competitive. So, the driving force is trying to be the best that I can be. And really, right now, the reason why I'm so excited about pickleball is because I look at all the professionals on the tour, and don't get me wrong, they're amazing. They're especially, certain ones that I really like, for instance, Ben Johns.
Everyone always mentions him.
Sorry?
Everyone always mentions Ben Johns. He's,
of course, because, well, it was gonna lead into my next point, but really, I think there's a lot of room for high level tennis players to get in the mix. I look at some of the top players, and maybe it's partially because I'm still new to pickleball and I'm still picking up on a few of the different shots and some of the different techniques that do vary a little bit from tennis. But I do look at certain players and I say, man, if I saw that on the tennis court, I'd pick that apart, or it just doesn't look like it's the most efficient way of hitting the ball. So when I look at Ben, all his shots look very flawless. And then when he does, for instance, break the wrist and flick the ball a little bit more, he does it in a way that still looks like he is protecting his body, and it's not just snapping it, and it doesn't look like this violent motion that I do see other players using. So
you're saying that his is more, because I don't come from a tennis background, so what you see when you watch, is I don't see all of that. So
right.
so you're saying though that his has more finesse? Oh, there's your cat.
Yeah. that's why I'm looking off screen every now and then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily finesse, but I think like when I'm teaching tennis, I talk a lot about margins. So a swing, depending on how efficient it is, has more margin, a bigger contact window. Where's my camera? Right. Right. So, obviously in tennis, the strokes are a lot longer, so you're going to have more margin anyways. But, I think the name of the game is consistency, right? We want to try to consistently hit the same type of shot, or, you want to get a consistent result when you're hitting a certain type of shot. You don't want to try to hit a backhand dink and then one time it's a lob and then the next time it's in the net, right? That's if that's what you're getting and you feel like, man, I'm hitting the ball, or at least I feel like I'm hitting the ball the same power, and you're getting these drastically different results, well, then we probably have to take a look at the technique and say there must be something going on that's drastically different from shot to shot. Right. So if you can build consistency with your technique, now you're going to start getting a more consistent result. Right. And then the only thing that's left to chance is kind of what I call that user error. Right. So no one's perfect. Right. If you put a perfect swing on it every time, you're a robot. Right. You can have a good looking swing, but maybe you just miscalculate a little bit. And that's what I can live with as an instructor and a player. If I can feel like, hey, I hit that dink and the technique was solid and nothing was really flicky or out of place, and I just missed it. It happens, right?
Right. Okay, but are you saying then, so is that your road right now? Your road is you're going to go into pickleball. You're diving into it. And you're saying you can see yourself competing on the pro circuit.
Yeah. I think really the only issue is going to be maybe the fitness a little bit with singles.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized how many. I'm still not really sure, because the singles starts on Thursday and it says the mixed doubles isn't starting until Sunday. So it's not adding up to me how many matches I'm going to be playing each day, if they're making it less matches each day and then spreading it out a little bit, or it's
so you're playing in a tournament. When is it?
It starts on a Thursday, the 24th.
The 24th. Okay, so that's next week on Thursday. And you're going to play singles, and then you're playing doubles as well?
I'm playing men's pro singles, and I'm playing mixed 5-0 doubles.
Oh, this is going to be so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how exciting.
Yeah. It's the PPA Orange County.
Oh,
in San Clemente.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And this is your first tournament.
Yeah. I'm very surprised that I was able to just get right into the professional draw. I just made an account, rated myself. So I really, I could be any Joe Schmo off the street coming in. I guess if you want to waste your money and give one of the top seeds a free first round, then you could sign up for the pro. But you better be pretty confident in your abilities going up against some of these guys.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay. Well. Okay. So this would be really awesome to follow up with you and hear how the tournament goes.
Yeah, I'd love to do another.
Okay, we have
my thoughts on where my expectations were and what actually happened. So
yeah, I love it. I love it. So one thing that always interests me. So there was a guy. Actually, I'm in a band, so he was in my band. But he's an avid tennis player, and he's probably, for amateurs, pretty good. But he was always so snotty about pickleball. Can you relate to what I just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tennis players seem to have a little bit of an airness when it comes to talking about their sport in regards to other racket sports. And I do have to agree a little bit. Obviously, I'm coming from tennis, but tennis is a much more physically demanding sport.
Yeah.
You have to, even in doubles, you have to cover a lot more court. And then just like pickleball or any other racket sport, it's all relative to the level you're playing at. If you're out there at a 3-0 level, then sure, it's not going to feel very physically demanding. But if you get out on the court with Roger Federer, you're going to be sweating in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
and that's why I like pickleball, because I don't want to have to cover the whole court. I don't even want to play singles. I like playing doubles. It's perfect.
Pickleball is tennis can be a very intimidating sport when you first get out there, especially if you've never played, right? You have no idea what the etiquette is like. You have no idea what to expect. You're expecting some really high class, right? Like everyone's out there in all white on lawn tennis courts, sipping daiquiris and speaking in Old English, right? So there's this thought that, maybe I don't belong, right? And it's going to be any further from the truth. We obviously want more and more people playing tennis, and racket sports in general.
I guess it's like golf. Golf has the same thing. It's a lot of etiquette and
exactly. A lot of course etiquette and learning all that. And I know
wait. Julian, I'm sorry. I have to get back to this tour that you have coming up.
Sure.
I'm just so excited about it that you're doing this and it's your first tournament. All right. So how are you training for singles? How are you training for it? Like, do you have somebody coaching you?
No, I don't have anyone coaching me. I just kind of absorb what information I can. But I don't think there's really anyone out here in the area that is doing what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Greg is an amazing player, but he's playing in the senior pro, right? I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a little different.
Well, who knows? Maybe someone will see this interview. Maybe, we'll get the word out. So here you are with your accomplishments. And of course, you're going to keep meeting people as you play and as you put yourself out there.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know, like, for instance, I'm going to go out to Pismo and play some singles today with this gentleman named Steve Weir. He was big in the pickleball, I think, a couple of years, or maybe like 4 or 5 years ago when it first came out. And him and Ryan and Rob, I forget his last name, but Ryan he works at the Pismo Beach Athletic Club.
Yeah.
They were playing some professional level stuff. Steve's an ex-professional tennis player, so he can hit the ball. So we're gonna get out there and play a little bit of singles. I try to drag Mike B. Belmonte out on the court to play a few singles points, but really I haven't played that many singles games at all. I think what I'm going to rely on is just my natural tennis instincts, because from a tennis standpoint, singles is much closer, closer to tennis strategy. And it's still the same basic concept, just smaller, so you still cover the court the same way.
Okay, but I hear people who are tennis players and they keep saying to me, "Oh, I've got to stop playing tennis. I've got to stop doing this like I'm playing tennis. It's different." So it's going to be really interesting to see.
I think some of the shots, for instance, are different. So in tennis, if I saw someone come to net and hit a volley and try to brush up on it,
You're right.
To give it like a little bit of a topspin roll or something,
Yeah.
that just doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. It's all underspin at the net.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the strings and, the felt.
Oh, can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, there you are. There you are.
I gotta.
Oh. Are you there, Julian? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh. Oh, are you there? Uh-oh. How weird. I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you. Oh. No. Okay. Well, okay, everybody. As you can see, this is crazy. Can you hear me, Julian? Okay, I can't hear you at all. So I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm not sure. Oh. Okay. Well, Julian's gone. I'm here. So I think we'll leave it here. And just the idea that he's going into the pro circuit. He'll be starting on Thursday.
Working?
Oh, there you are. Oh, yay. Okay.
I just got a phone call, and I think it swapped the.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because you're on your phone. Okay. Well, let's do this. I want to. Okay. First of all, once again, I'm just really excited about what you have coming up. I cannot wait to hear about it. So we'll reschedule for the following week after 4th of July.
Perfect.
And okay. And so you are going to play doubles, though, also, right? Is you playing men's doubles or mixed doubles?
No, I'm playing mixed with Stacy. What's her? Zagelis.
Oh, yeah.
Something with a Z. I forget her last name.
Yes.
But,
Zelinsky. Stacy Zelinsky.
Zelinsky. Yes.
Yes, she's amazing.
Yeah,
yes.
I love playing with her. So we play quite a bit, and she had a entry into this tournament, I guess, or something. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. So I just show up and I play.
Yeah. Oh my. Well, okay. This is so exciting because I don't know. I guess for myself, I've never played a sport. It's all new for me. So just the idea of joining a pro tournament like that is just, it's really.
It's a little unbelievable, but I think that's a tribute to how small the sport is still.
Yes.
Because, for instance, if I wanted to do that in tennis, it's impossible. All right. I'd have to work my way up through some open tournament that would go into a future, which would then a small level pro tournament, accumulate points. So, it would be many, many, many tournaments, and not only playing in them, but winning before you got any notoriety to play into something that's going to be televised.
Exactly. So you're just jumping in at just the right time.
Right. Seems like it's starting. It's really on its transition to getting bigger, but it's not like there are. I go on the website to see who's the ranked players.
Yeah.
And the 5-0 list for singles is like maybe 35 people.
Oh, interesting.
As opposed to, if you did that for tennis, you're looking at 1,000 people ranked easily.
Yeah. And then what is the purse that you could win? What's the money involved with?
I haven't really looked. I think I saw on the bottom there's like close to $68,000 total prize money.
Yeah.
So I would assume usually the men's, at least for tennis, men's singles is what takes the most.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they keep it pretty even with the women's earnings and doubles, because doubles seems to be more popular, I guess, especially at a recreational level, right? There's not many 55 plusers that are playing singles. So So I bet the men's singles winner probably walks away with $3,000, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
The money for winning the tournament, obviously, $3,000 is nothing to scoff at, but that's not really why I'm doing it. Because to make a living off tournament earnings is not feasible, right? I was looking at, they flash some stats up before these guys play, and I think I remember like Tyson McGuffin, who's number 2 in the world. He's only pulled away like, I think it was like something under $20,000. For half, you could probably get $30,000 a year if you're really playing a lot of tournaments and doing well.
Okay, then what's the career path then?
Well, most of the money is through sponsorships.
Yeah.
So that would be the goal, right? If I could get sponsored by a company like, I enjoy playing with the paddle that I'm playing with, and it's made by Franklin. So that would be
oh yeah.
I don't know if they're looking for a new flagship athlete. Ben's looking a little old out there. But
watch out, Ben. Watch out, Ben.
Yeah, there's a new sheriff in town. But yeah, it seems like a lot of these companies are giving out sponsorships. And especially the lesser known players. I'll allude back to when I was talking about the technique and what I'm seeing out there. There's a lot of players out there that I look at and I'm like, I could beat this guy right now.
Okay, you know what? All right. We're going to see what happens with this next tournament. I cannot wait.
I think to be honest, it's going to be really tough because
it's going to be a learning experience.
I still feel like I'm very inconsistent, for the level that I want to play at, right?
Yeah.
It's,
okay, here's the thing.
The high is really high, but the low can be kind of like a mid 5.0 level, and I'm shooting for that 5.5 level consistently. So just tightening the screws a little bit. I've also only been playing since about end of February, March. So I was watching Ben Johns from about 3 years ago, and his game has evolved. It's incredible how much he's been able to improve with such a large amount of time. So I'm just very excited to see where my game goes. Man, my hair is just all over the place. But I'm very excited to see where my game goes here, and especially in the next 6 months. So this first initial stage of learning how to play has been just kind of learning the game and seeing how spin and how the ball reacts to the paddle differently than with a more of a trampoline and strings. So just adapting, and then now I'm kind of starting to bridge over into what can I do, right? Like what shots can I take over from tennis that I maybe don't see out here on the pickleball court and utilize. So I'm sure you guys who have been playing this game a little bit longer will have
some help.
No, what I was going to say, you guys, I'm sure you've noticed this change in the sport where, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't play a couple years ago, but it seemed like the third shot drop was like the holy grail of all shots, right?
Yeah.
It's third shot drop, don't drive, hit the ball down to the kitchen. Now what do you see? If you go on and watch these guys, they are ripping the ball. Right? Third shot drive, fifth shot drop.
Yeah.
Or, and I'll take it one step further, and this is a shot that I really love to use, is the topspin roll.
Yeah.
We call it a dipper in tennis.
Yeah.
So, you're still hitting over the ball with topspin, but you're creating a little bit more of an upward strike, and you're not compressing the ball as much, so you're softening it, and you just end up hitting this little roller right over the net,
Are you finding that's pretty successful in your games?
Very successful.
Yeah.
Very, very successful. Mainly going cross court. I see a lot of players use the inside out forehand. So that would be for a right-handed player. You're playing the left-hand side, the ad side of the court.
Yeah.
And you hit a forehand cross court. So inside out. So that tends to be the most popular time to use it.
Yeah.
But it just allows you to have more options. If you're constantly showing underspin, there's not a lot of room to be offensive with this kind of paddle angle.
Yeah.
So when you're able to set up in a more neutral position, I guess I should back up a little bit. I can still cut this ball. I can still go from, I want to hit topspin.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to drop it. Here, I guess you can flip it, but you can see my elbow's getting all out of wonk, and it's just not ideal. So,
yeah.
Here it kind of hides your intentions. I can maybe still go with that inside out little roll, but if I see them shade over and not honor my shot, I can pull it up the line and hit it hard. So there's just a lot of options. And like I said, I'm still learning a lot of that. The different strategies and little nuances.
Well, you know what? It's just really exciting. It's just exciting to meet you at this part of your journey. And it's really going to be exciting to hear your analysis of what worked, what would you change, because it is going to be an evolution as you go along with how your game changes, and also what you will bring to the sport. I mean, it sounds like you've got lots of ideas, and you're already analyzing the pros and thinking, I could do that. I might do it differently. So. Such a pleasure. I'm gonna end this interview, and the reason is because most people, they just will not watch like a 30-minute interview. They just, so I try to keep it.
I don't know. I'm pretty captivating, so.
No, you are very captivating. No, I would like
to. Do you see all these hair? Hold on.
You're gonna get sponsored before you know it.
There you go. I could work for Vogue or something.
No, but okay, Julian. No, I would like to. We're gonna end this interview, and but I want to stay on with you, and let's set our time for the week after your pro tournament, and then catch up. And I know I haven't asked Stacy. So Stacy, I'd like to interview too. So maybe we'll get her on, and she could add her viewpoint of.
Can you act like if she was on her phone, you could get multiple people in here?
Yeah, we could have all three of us could be your chatting. Well, that'd be really fun. Yeah, maybe ask her.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be able to, we'll have a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
Maybe Tuesday clinic or something.
Yeah.
After the tournament, and then we can go from there and schedule the next interview.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. I will say bye to everybody. Hope you enjoyed meeting Julian. And let's person to watch in pickleball.
Yeah, wish me luck.
Yeah, all the best. Oh. Okay.